Hocus pocus, everybody focus. Hey, I'm Dr. Jean, and I've been at this rodeo a long time. Been in early childhood 50 years, and I think children are probably more challenging now than they've ever been, and you've noticed that, how to gain their attention. One of my professors used to say, you have to reach them before you can teach them, and that is so true. And so I'm excited to share some of the things I've gathered on my journey, and I want you to know there is no one right way to teach. Take what I do, adapt it, change it, do whatever you want to it. I'm going to give you a buffet. You pick and choose what you like, but give me five. There's five things I want you to think about. Number one is physical proximity. You've got to get close to the kids. Eye contact, smile. That's number one ingredient in any relationship and getting attention. Number two, multisensory. If they're just sitting there, you're not going to get their attention as if you have them do something with their hands and respond to you and engage with you. Number three, you've got to be enthusiastic. And I think, good teachers are actors and actresses. And so you just got to put a smile on your face and, really pull them in. Number four, you have to surprise them. Sometimes talk with a little high voice. And sometimes close your eyes and cry. I mean, just any little thing just to change it up and engage them a little bit. And number five, you have to do things over and over and over again. So things I'm going to share with you, try them. If it doesn't work, just forget it and throw it in the trash. If it does work, use it consistently, and then it becomes an attention grabber. And whenever children hear you say something like, hocus pocus, everybody focus, they will know it's time to sit and engage and pay attention. Now, just to let you know, everything I'm doing today is on my blog, drjeanandfriends.blogspot.com. You can just go there, put whatever you want in the search engine, you'll be able to pull it up, or email me, drjean@drjean.org, and I'll be happy to go over it with you. Now, I'm gonna share some things that I have used, and one of them that worked really well for me is that hocus pocus, everybody focus. And so I would teach the children, whenever I say hocus pocus, I want you to put your focus goggles on and go, everybody focus. And by getting their hands up here in their little focus goggles, it really did help them attend to what I wanted to tell them to do. Another one that has worked really well with children, and I still do a lot of Zoom visits with classes, and when COVID has disappeared again, I will go to schools and I do things with children. So these things really do work. And you've heard me say this before, the world keeps changing, but children are the same. They just want you to love them and have a good time with them. And so this Tootsie Roll, I do this at a lot of schools. Tootsie Roll, lollipop, we've been talking, now let's stop. Do it with me. Tootsie Roll, lollipop, we've been talking, now let's stop. Tootsie, and you might have to do it 5 times, but you just keep doing it until everybody is attending to you and everybody is engaged with you. Now, another one is student heroes. You go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm looking for my student heroes. Oh, there's Joshua sitting quietly. He's ready to learn. And then it's fun too if you can get a little flashlight and if you can find one child exhibiting the behavior that you want the other children to do, and you can focus on that child with the flashlight. There's my student hero over there. Children want to please, they want to do the right thing, but they don't always know. And so we can point out a model in the room that will often help them know what we want them to do. I also like to use the drum roll in Beethoven and toot hooroo for getting children's attention. So give me a drum roll, give me a Beethoven, do, 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 and give me a tootaroo. Do, 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 do. And by the time you get through doing those 3 silly things, they're going to be looking at you and wondering what's going to come next. So let's try that together. Give me a drum roll. Give me a Beethoven. Do, 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 do. Give me a tootaroo. Do, 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 do. And the story today is about, or whatever you want them to do. Now, I love this one too. How does my teacher feel about me? I'm as special can be because my teacher believes in me. And a couple things when you do that, you activate their hands, but when they get in this position, it helps them self-regulate. It helps them center themselves. And so you teach them, boys and girls, whenever I say, how does my teacher feel about me? I want you to look at me and go, I'm as special can be because my teacher believes in me. And isn't that a positive reaffirmation? I mean, we're doing a lot of social emotional things as we're doing these little chants and things to engage children. Now, I have to tell you about the magic clap. And I saw my friend do this, and she would be on a playground with 300 kids. And when her little kindergartners heard her go, they would all look at her and go. And then if she'd be in the cafeteria and she wanted her kids' attention, she'd go. And they would look at her and go. It didn't matter what the pattern the clap was, but they knew that this is our class's magic signal. Only our class knows this. So whenever you hear me clap my hands, you look at me and you try to repeat that clap. And you try it. You might be surprised that it will work. Another one that I used to quiet children for a story or a different activity, I'd say, let's make rain. So put up your one hand and take one finger and tap the one finger. And then we tap 2 fingers, and then we tap 3 fingers, and then 4 fingers, and then 5 fingers, and then we make thunder. And then we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when you do that as a group, it does sound like a rainstorm is coming, and then the rainstorm is leaving. Do you see little Buzzy back there? She's learning some new things today too, aren't you, Buzzy? Oh, and I put my scarecrows back there because don't you wish all of your children would act like that and sit and listen quietly to you like they are listening to me today? Okay, another one, just, you know, things like if you have some bubbles, and you take the bubbles and you blow the bubbles, and boys and girls, I want you to watch the bubbles. And when all of the bubbles fall to the floor and pop, let's see if you can be sitting quietly. And they will try to watch those bubbles and sit down before all of the bubbles pop. And then old-fashioned things. I mean, when I was in primary school, my teacher would ring a little bell. And you know what? When I started teaching, I did the same thing. I would ring a little bell. And when they heard that little symbol, they would listen. Or I don't know if any of you ever met Jim Grant, who worked for, started SDE, but he had a little train whistle, and he would blow his train whistle. You've got to find what works for you and what is unique to you. And I know some of you are big sports fans, and you can take some of your sports cheers and your game songs and things like that and use those as attention grabbers as well. Now, I wanted to do a few callbacks with you. Callbacks are when I say something, you repeat it, something back to me. And I've done a lot with Hocus Pocus and how does my teacher feel about me, but you can also do things like whenever I say okie dokie, you look at me and say, artichoke, okie dokie, artichoke. I mean, and some of these things are so silly. Or all set, you bet. All set, you bet. And I had a little boy one time say, but I can't snap my fingers. I said, well, just pretend and click your tongue. There you go. And then if they're not ready, all set, not yet. All set, not yet, all set, and you wait till everybody in the class says, you bet. But you see how you're engaging them with their hands and their minds and their eyes and their ears. The more senses we engage children, the more likely they're going to pay attention to us. Another one, I love Crisscross, be your own boss. And again, when they do that, they center themselves. How about this one? Check. Boys and girls, I'm going to ask you something, and if you're doing it, you can respond, check. Eyes looking, check. Ears listening, check. Hands quiet, check. Mouth closed, and on that one they go, and that's what makes it so much fun for them, just that little that they get to respond to. A sign language. If I were in charge of the world, everybody would learn sign language. It's just such an engaging thing for children. And you know what? You're going to learn sign language, and a lot of your parents don't know sign language. So this is a special way we can talk to each other in our classroom. And so, you know, teaching sight words with sign language and alphabet letters with sign language, but you can also do, like your L, when you see me do this, you do it too, and you get ready to look, listen, and learn. So that's a good one. Finger plays. You know how I love finger plays. And when you're doing these, you're developing small motor skills. We're going to be doing things that are good for the brain, crossing the midline, oral language. And if their hands are busy doing something like that, they're going to engage with you and not do things you don't want them to do. So let's do the finger band. Show me the finger band. Put it behind your back. The finger band is coming to town, coming to town, coming to town. The finger band is coming to town so early in the morning. This is the way we play our drums, play our drums, play our drums. This is the way we play our drums so early in the morning. This is the way we twirl our hats, twirl our hats, twirl our hats. This is the way we twirl our hats so early in the morning. What's another instrument in the band? The trumpet. This is the way we play our trumpets, play, and then let children name different instruments. And, you know, they'll even say the piano, that's fine, who's seen a piano? And this is the way we play our piano, play our piano. And after you do several different instruments, then the finger band is going away, going away. And do you see how you just pull them in? In fact, many, many good speakers use that technique to pull in an adult audience. They just lower their voice, and the lower they get, the more it kind of pulls you in. Some of my other little favorite finger plays to quiet children. Wiggle them, wiggle them, wiggle them. So wiggle them high, wiggle them low. Wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right. Wiggle them out of sight. Clap them, clap them, clap them so. Clap them high, clap them low. Clap to the left, clap to the right. Clap them out of sight. Tap them, tap them, tap. And you can kind of tap and snap and make all sorts of movements as long as you need them to be engaged. Then open, shut them, open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, creep them, creep them, creep them, right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open up your little mouth, but do not let them in. Falling, 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 almost to the ground. Quickly pick them up again and turn them round and round. Faster, faster, slower, slower. I used that 50 years ago. It still works today. And you see how I surprise them. The brain loves things that kind of shock them a little bit, and I like to do that. And then I have to do this one. I remember my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Myers. This is my first finger play I ever learned. I thought it was absolute magic. Show me Grandma's glasses. These are Grandma's glasses, and this is Grandma's hat. And this is the way she folds her hands and puts them in her lap. these are Grandpa's glasses, and this is Grandpa's hat, and this is the way he folds his arms, just like that. I think that was probably 1953, and I loved it. And you know what? These things still work with your children today. Now, you know, I'm always singing, and so sometimes I would just pick up my finger and I would draw on it and make maybe a little face. Can you see that? Henry Hush says, please be quiet. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. Henry Hush says, please be quiet. And a lot of the games, you know, you can use to get children's attention, like Simon says, put your hands on your head. Simon says, put your hands on your shoulders. Put your hands on your knees. Simon didn't say that. Simon says, blink your eyes. Simon says, smile. Put your hands in your lap. Simon didn't say that. And you keep doing the things just to get them to pay attention a little bit. Or something. Can you do this? Can you do this? And that's a good crossing the midline thing. But, you know, can you do this or can you do that? If it's a little challenge, that will pull them in a little bit. I also like to do things like, we're going to say the alphabet backwards. By the time we get to A, let's see if you can be sitting quietly. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Now I've said my Z, Y, X's. Bet that's not what you expected. And boys and girls, look, everybody is quiet. You got all settled down by the time I got to A. Good job. You can do cheers. And I know a lot of you see my cheer cards before. You can download these free, but I love to get a little Cheerios box and stick them in here. And when I want to get kids quiet, I'll just pull out different cheers. This one is called the rattlesnake cheer. Grown-ups do not like this, and the kids love it. Rattlesnake cheer. Of course, because they're not supposed to stick out their tongue, but when you do it like a rattlesnake, it's okay. Little surprise here. Firecracker cheer. Shh. Ah. Awesome cheer. You're AWESOME. You're awesome, awesome, totally. Or looking good. Looking good. Or a Harry Potter cheer, you're psh, 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 terrific. Or a fantastic cheer. Show me your bottle of fantastic, you're psh, 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 fantastic. So cheers always work well for getting children's attention. And then, you know, I will sing. If your name is Joseph, look at me. If your name is Maria, look at me. If your name is Raquel, look at me. If your name is Henry, look at me. And there's something about using children's names that when they hear their name, they just, you know, tune in. And then if you don't know what to do, look at George. Most of my songs go to If You're Happy and You Know It, or Tuna Bingo, or Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. The children don't care how you sing. It's just the magic of music. And you know, you can just make up your own tune. They've never heard it before. Just have a good time with it. Be a good actress with it. Wally Acha, this is a good one because it's a little bit of a challenge again. Wally Acha, Wally Acha, doodly doo, doodly doo. Wally Acha, Wally Acha, doodly do, doodly do. It's a simple little song, there's not much to it. All you gotta do is doodly do it. Wally acha, Wally acha, doodly doodly do, boop boop. And so, I've got lots of different songs. You can look at my blog and check them out and try some of them. And then I would just like to close with a few little things. One of them is from the Addams Family. You remember that? Da 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 da. da. So I got, give me a clap, 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 give me a snap, give me a snap. Now fold your hands and put them down into your lap. Give me a clap, 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 give me a snap, give me a snap. Now fold your hands and put them down into your lap. And I've just found, if you just sing to them like, everybody come and join me. I have a wonderful story for you today. And just make up something silly. But they respond to a singing voice better than a get over here and sit down and listen to me, don't they? That doesn't work too well. So I think I've shared just about all of my little tricks and treats from the past for attention grabbers. I've got lots of YouTube videos where I do songs and different things that you can use. And, it's a challenge, isn't it? And you just keep trying things. And, if one thing that I've shared with you doesn't work, forget it and try something else. And I think, every class is different, every teacher is different. And try not to judge each other for what you do. We all do things different ways, and it's all good. As long as you're loving those kids and you're smiling at them and you're spending time with them and helping them feel good about themselves, it's all good. And that's what children need now more than they need academics or anything else. They just need to be reaffirmed and know that it's all going to be okay. So thumbs up across the chest, pat on the back, because you're the best. It is time to say goodbye to all my friends. It is time to say goodbye to all my friends. It is time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wink your eye. It is time to say goodbye to all my friends. Goodbye, friends. God bless you. Have fun and never give up.